It starts with our main character telling us that Lunari is a sacred land created by the goddess of light. This place was home to many races, led by their king to maintain and balance the region. However, there was a young king who desired to rule over all, to dominate everything, the tyrant, the most powerful and unbeatable demon king. For your information, this demon king is the main protagonist of our story, our main character. Next, we see the demon king, our main character, open his eyes. Through his eyes, we see a multitude of people. The scene then shifts to a gathering of many individuals prepared for a grand battle. Their leader declares, "We must set aside our differences and unite for the first time in history, for a single purpose." She then shouts, "That purpose is to kill the demon king." We then see another girl in the crowd, praying and saying, "Oh Goddess Stella, please grant us your protection and save us from these demons. Amen." Next, we see a group of elves, where an elf girl at their table says, "I don't want to celebrate here." Their commander reassures her, "Do not worry, I will protect you even at the cost of my life." Then we observe a group of humans, where one man remarks, "Look at how many armies and adventurers are gathered here together. It's truly amazing. There's no way the demon kingdom can defeat us, right?" As he says this, he notices something and becomes extremely frightened. We see our main character. The demon king has arrived. Everyone is terrified upon seeing him, exclaiming, "It's the demon king. The demon king is here." The main character addresses them, saying, "By gathering here together, you've done me a favor. Now I can eliminate you all at once." Hearing his words, the crowd becomes overwhelmed with fear and begins to flee, shouting, "How did he get here? This place is miles away from the demon kingdom. Save yourselves, run." As they scatter, our main character raises his hand and casts a spell. The entire sky fills with countless spells in an instant. The onlookers are stunned, and a tiger lady among them says to her companions, "What is this?" Even the air feels suffocating. Another girl adds, "It's magic, and at such a grand scale. There's no way we can survive this." Suddenly, lightning strikes, and a girl shouts, "Stop." She charges at full speed toward our main character. We see him in the sky, and she rapidly approaches him. The main character notices her, and in the next moment, we see her attacking him with a sword. However, he creates a shield to block her strike. The impact of her attack sends waves rippling in all directions, followed by massive explosions in the sky. They fight ferociously, like wild beasts. Then, a blinding light flashes, and someone falls from the sky, crashing to the ground, enveloping the area in dust. As the dust clears, we see the girl has fallen, while our main character remains in the sky. The girl, though injured, grips her sword and stands to fight again. The main character, unharmed, notices his armor is completely shattered. He thinks to himself, how could this girl, with her frail human body, be capable of challenging me? He asks her, what is it that has made you so strong? The girl, hearing his question, remains silent, standing quietly. He continues, there's no way a human like you could possess such power. Do not think you can hide it from me. One day, I will claim it, no matter the means. The girl, now furious, shouts, this is something you're not worthy of understanding, demon. The main character responds, something I'm not worthy of understanding? She yells, yes, that's right. He declares, I am the Demon King, and there is nothing in this world I am not capable of achieving. So, what could this thing be? The girl shouts, it's love. At that moment, complete silence falls over the scene. The main character is speechless, unable to respond. He says, are you telling me that the power that broke through my special force blood mantle core, spine dragon metal armor is love? The girl looks at him for a moment, then, realizing what she said, blushes intensely and stammers, yes, that's right. She's clearly flustered, and the main character, also nervous, thinks, I have no idea what this is about. What is love? What kind of spell is this that destroyed my armor, which I forged for 50 years? Is it some secret weapon humans use, harnessing emotions into highly offensive magic? Or could it be a curse? Am I cursed by love? I must stay calm. I am a demon who has sought power for thousands of years. I must have heard something about this power of love. This is the first time my battle knowledge has been challenged, but I cannot show my enemy this confusion. I must not reveal that I'm incapable of understanding love. Wait, I don't even know what love is. We see the main character, overwhelmed with panic, his head spinning. The girl, seeing this, says, "Is it true you know nothing about love?" Hearing this, the main character is shocked, thinking, she knows. The girl is equally stunned, realizing he truly doesn't understand. He declares, "I am the most capable and powerful demon king. As I've said, I can do anything, including this love thing. It's obvious, and I will prove it to you, hero of the human kingdom." Then our main character flees. The girl, seeing him escape, shouts, "Wait!" But he ignores her and vanishes. Furious, she says, "Is this guy for real?" The scene shifts to the demon castle, where someone asks, "Has the demon king returned?" It's the first general of the demon army, inquiring with a maid. The maid replies, "Yes, sir." While fighting the hero, he suddenly left the battle and returned. The general says, "That's impossible. The king would never flee from battle. Where is he now?" The maid leads the general to the main character, saying, "Since he returned, he's done nothing but sit there, staring at the sky." The general, observing him, says, "He's just staring at the sky." We see our main character muttering to himself like a madman. The general thinks, perhaps he's devising a new strategy to fight the hero. But the main character says, "I'm truly incapable of love. What even is love? I prefer fighting. Does that count?" The general, confused, hears nothing clearly. Then, the main character stands and declares, "I've decided. I'm leaving." Without another word, he departs, and the general shouts, "Wait," and chases after him, calling, "My king, please don't go so soon." "Where are you going?" Seeing the main character ignore him, the general says, "It doesn't matter where you go. I'll follow and support you no matter what." The main character turns and says, "I'm going to find love." The general, stunned, is left speechless, thinking, "I shouldn't have said anything." The scene shifts to the human kingdom, specifically its market. The main character remarks, "The human defense system is so easy to infiltrate. This way, I can learn firsthand about this love the hero is so proud of." He is transformed from demon king to human mode, wandering the market. Using demonic eyes, he scans the entire city, every house, every alley. In one alley, he sees a man stopping a girl, saying, "Hey lady, I like you. Since I saw you, my eyes have been fixed on you. Don't be scared. I just want to have some fun." The main character thinks, so that's how it's done? It's nothing more than experience. I need to try this now. He looks for a girl and spots one, thinking, she looks alone, a perfect target. Without hesitation, he approaches, places a hand on her shoulder, and says, "Hey, lady, I like you. Ever since I saw you." As he speaks, the girl turns around, and he's shocked, exclaiming, "The hero? Why her? Out of all people?" He panics, realizing it's the hero he encountered earlier. "It all started with a mistake. I completely forgot I was supposed to teleport back with him." We observe General Livin, visibly distressed, searching for the main character, MC. He reflects, how could I lose him in such a crowded place? The scene shifts to the MC and the hero, Sylvia. Sylvia, startled, says, "Did you just say you like me?" The MC, internally alarmed, thinks, this is dire. If she discovers I am the demon king in the human kingdom, she will surely mock me. Sylvia, amused, remarks, "You came here to find love." Laughing, she adds, "I knew you understood nothing about love." The MC, ceasing his deliberations, resolves to craft a plausible excuse akin to human behavior. Addressing Sylvia, he says, "What I meant was, I admire your battle style. It's remarkable how swiftly you transition from melee to explosive magic." Reflecting, the MC considers, "I've succeeded. Any human would deem such a statement impressive." Sylvia, adopting a serious tone, responds, "Wait, how do you know about my battle style?" A memory surfaces, prompting her to leap back and declare, "Only one person in this world knows that, because he challenged me and forced me to fight at full strength. How bold of you to show your face here, Demon King. Sylvia inwardly laments, this is unfortunate. I am not mentally prepared to confront the Demon King again. Recalling her earlier mention of love, she thinks, reflecting on that makes my face burn with embarrassment. Who says such things in reality?
How mortifying.
She continues, I possess a magic source map and combat skills to face this, but I never practiced conversing with him. To end the discussion, I blurted out nonsense. But could his final reaction have been a trap to shock me? No, there's no way he'd take my foolish words seriously, as I anticipated. The Demon King knows precisely how to manipulate human emotions, and I cannot allow that again. Sylvia, shouting, summons, come forth, forth, holy light of Stela. A radiant holy light descends upon her. The MC, witnessing this, is stunned, thinking, by the gods, I must distance myself from her. The onlookers, observing the holy light, exclaim, is that the holy maiden, Lady Saint? Another confirms, yes, it's her. Now I understand why my heart feels so warm. The crowd beseeches Sylvia, Lady Saint, please grant us your blessings with your presence. They surround her, clinging to her and seeking her favor. The MC, observing Sylvia's cries for help, feels sympathy but concludes, I feel terrible, but I must leave for now. Sylvia, meanwhile, pleads, please everyone leave. This place is too dangerous. She reflects, why is no one listening? I could never forgive myself if innocent people were harmed because of me. As Sylvia grapples with these thoughts, the MC approaches through the crowd, extending his hand, saying, take it. Sylvia, shocked, responds, what? The MC snaps his fingers, and they vanish from the scene. The setting transitions to the demon castle, where they have teleported. Sylvia, disoriented, falls thinking, my head is spinning. What just happened? The MC remarks, how long did you plan to stay there? Sylvia, realizing she is atop the MC, hastily retreats, exclaiming, what are you doing? Where am I? The MC explains, my apologies. I could only teleport you here, where I last set a marker. The last time, I marked my bedroom to return quickly at midnight. Sylvia, mortified by his words, blushes intensely, her head seemingly steaming, and retorts, your bedroom? The MC clarifies, yes, we are in my castle, at the heart of the Demon Kingdom. Sylvia, shouting, responds, truly? And you expect me to believe you intended to help me, Demon King? The MC insists, it's true. Sylvia, unconvinced, declares, I refuse to trust you. I'll strike you down here. She draws her sword. At that moment, the MC's maid, Luna, passing by, overhears a voice pleading, please, don't do anything here, or this bedroom will be destroyed. Luna, assuming it's the MC, opens the door announcing, excuse me, my king, I thought you were preparing for a trip. Upon seeing the scene, she blushes profusely, her head steaming, and stammers. Sylvia, furious, accuses, this was your plan, Demon King, keeping me here, locking me in a dungeon with vile intentions. The MC counters, why would I do that when I could easily dominate you without such measures? Luna, witnessing this, is overwhelmed with embarrassment, fleeing and shouting, forgive me, your majesty. I was unaware you were occupied with such matters. The MC, confused, remarks, what was she talking about? He restrains Sylvia's arms to prevent her from damaging the surroundings. The scene shifts to the human kingdom, where Sylvia has returned home. She laments, how dreadful. I intended to explore the city after my meeting with nobles at the church, but I encountered him. Removing her nun's attire, she collapses onto her bed, reflecting, the Demon King acted as if he sought combat, yet he didn't even draw his sword. Is this precisely what he wants? Perhaps another mind trick. She continues, I ended those encounters when I had no desire to fight further. I fled, and flying 15,000 kilometers from the Demon Kingdom to the human kingdom was utterly exhausting. Turning over, she muses, thankfully, the Academy resumes tomorrow. At least in the Holy Church's grounds, I can find peace away from his demonic presence. She falls asleep. Meanwhile, the MC, exhilarated, peers through her window. The scene transitions to the Goddess Stela Academy's Holy Church educational facility. Sylvia, standing there, thinks, I'm so drowsy. I spent the entire night searching for the Demon King, but he vanished as swiftly as he appeared, likely using essence magic teleportation. A sound draws her attention, and she notices a crowd gathering. A girl beside her explains, Today is the admission day for new students. I heard many young, talented individuals are joining, inspired by you, Lady Saint. Sylvia, smiling, responds, Is that so? How wonderful. Internally, she reflects, as a saint, I shouldn't have joined the academy. I should have focused on training and combating the Demon King. But I long to feel normal, so I requested permission from the head priest to enroll, and he approved, likely to encourage more people to join and aid in the fight against the Demon King and his generals. The MC and Livin arrive to enroll at the academy. Sylvia, spotting them, is astonished, thinking, What are the Demon King and his general doing here? Livin asks the MC, My king, if I may, why are we joining a human academy? The Holy Saint's aura could make me ill. The MC replies, I inadvertently learned of this academy while investigating the hero's residence. Livin, stunned, exclaims, The hero's residence? The MC reflects, Indeed, this is no different from a battle. To surpass her in understanding love, I must comprehend her environment. Livin, tearfully overjoyed, says, My king, you've finally regained your senses. You truly intend to confront the hero, which is why you're strategizing so intently. Our victory is near. The MC responds, It seems you understand. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Livin, energized, declares, Yes, my king. I'll assist you in uncovering everything about the hero. At the academy, a girl announces, Before the exam begins, you must offer tribute to Goddess Stela. Students proceed to offer tributes, with high offerings directed to the right and low offerings to the left. High offers are sheltered under a roof, while low offers are placed in an open field. Livin, puzzled, remarks, Why this separation based on social class? The MC produces a crystal, saying, Perhaps this will suffice. They present numerous similar crystals, astonishing the girl overseeing the process, who exclaims, These are, Livin, adjusting his glasses stylishly, thinks, Are you surprised? These are the highest quality rare materials, super rare gems that can transform into formidable weapons. My king alone possesses wealth surpassing your entire human kingdom. As he muses, two individuals burn the crystals, shouting, These are forbidden objects from the demon land. They must be destroyed. Others chant, Burn them. Destroy anything unholy. A boy, alarmed, warns, Don't inhale the smoke. Another, having touched a crystal, panics, My hand touched it. His peers urge, Quickly purify it with holy water. The MC and Livin are assigned to the low offering group. The scene shifts to the testing area, where an archery exam is underway. A participant fires, striking all targets precisely. The examiner declares, Perfect hits on all targets, you pass. The shooter, Ronald, son of Duke Dimmitt, boasts, That was nothing for me. Spectators applaud, praising, as expected of Ronald, the best. Livin observes that high offers shoot from 10 meters, while low offers must shoot from 100 meters. Outraged by the disparity, he thinks, Obviously, it's easier for high offers. Why are humans so obsessed with social standing? The examiner calls the next participant, the MC. Ronald taunts, Good luck, peasant. Livin, hearing this, thinks, Know your place, human. As Ronald departs, girls fawn over him, shouting, Look at my love, Ronald. And Ronald, I love you. The MC, observing, reflects, Do they love him? To gain more love, one must demonstrate ability, regardless of status. If so, I'll excel in this test. He unleashes a meteor storm, causing meteors to plummet toward the target. Livin, clutching his head, exclaims, It's only a level 1 meteor storm, but it's massive, my king. Spectators, shocked, murmur, Meteors? Is this essence magic? Where did it come from? Sylvia, rushing forward, positions herself before the meteors, drawing her sword and erecting a massive shield around the academy. The meteors strike the shield and dissipate, saving the academy. Breathing heavily, Sylvia approaches the MC, seizes his collar, and demands, "What are you trying to do?" The MC responds, "Oh, hero." Sylvia, enraged, shouts, "You vanished mid-fight, appeared in my city, and teleported me to your bed without asking." Her outburst, heedless of the crowd, shocks onlookers. Livin, who had been searching for the MC, is particularly stunned, realizing the MC was with Sylvia, in bed. Sylvia continues, "When I was about to sleep, exhausted, you appeared at my window. Do you realize how sleep-deprived I am because of you? If you want to fight, why all this?" A girl, the offering overseer, interrupts, "Lady Saint, is he your friend? Please forgive me, but could you continue this privately?" She blushes profusely. The crowd whispers, "Is Lady Saint that close to him? Did they mention a bed? How bold. He might be her boyfriend." Sylvia, realizing her loudness, blushes intensely, stammering, "What are you saying? That's impossible." She thinks, "If I reveal the Demon King is here, chaos will erupt. If the church's paladins and warriors learn he's in the Holy Church's field, a massive battle will ensue, causing countless deaths." The MC, addressing the pink-haired offering girl, asks, "May I retake the test? This girl disrupted my last attempt." Sylvia, shocked, thinks, "That's your problem." The girl, laughing, replies, "I'm sorry, but rules allow only one attempt. However, if you're close to the hero, perhaps we can pass you." The MC says, "If that's the case, our relationship is as you suspect." Sylvia, hearing this, is dumbfounded, exclaiming, "What did you say?" Livin, overhearing, shamelessly raises his hand, saying, "If so, I'm his acquaintance. I can summon meteors too." He thinks, "I can't let the hero fail my king's exam. No matter what, I must stay with him." Days later, at the academy, the MC and Livin, clad in the church academy's uniform, converse. Livin praises, "You look splendid in everything, my king." The MC responds, "Why exaggerate? It's merely a uniform." Livin, noticing a holy church symbol near the MC's face, exclaims, "My king, what is that holy church symbol doing so close?" The MC points out, "You have one too." Livin, horrified, tears it from his neck and discards it. The MC notices people staring and asks, "Why are they looking at me like that?" Livin shouts, "Can't you see, my king? It's because you displayed a magnificent meteor storm, earning their admiration like Ronald." Livin's loudness draws attention, and people whisper, "Those fools said they went to Lady Saint's bed. How awful. I heard he stalked her secretly. They intimidated the examiner and entered without an offering. Unforgivable." The MC, undeterred, says, "I wonder what training this academy provides." Livin suggests, "It's our first day, perhaps a 200-kilometer run for warm-up." The MC replies, "That's too basic. Maybe they'll pit us against mentors in combat." Livin agrees, "Possibly, but you'll always be at the top, my king." As they speak, the MC halts Livin, saying, "Wait." Livin, alarmed, asks, "What's wrong, my king? Have we entered enemy territory? Do you sense danger or a strange presence?" The MC points, saying, "I see her clearly over there." Sylvia stands, radiating dark energy, glaring furiously. Livin thinks, "She's pursuing us without even hiding." The MC, whispering to Livin, says, "Pretend we haven't seen her." Livin agrees, "Yes, staying here could cause trouble, let's go." Sylvia shouts, "Don't ignore me." As the MC and Livin flee, Sylvia chases, yelling, "Stop. I know you hear me. Stop ignoring me. I have much to say about what you did that day." Ignoring her, they dart into an alley and teleport away. Sylvia, entering the alley, finds them gone, pleading, "Please stop. I just want to talk." Why won't anyone listen? Tears well in her eyes as she recalls the head priest blaming her, thinking, "I didn't tell the truth to avoid chaos." She remembers the head priest scolding, "How could you form a relationship with a non-noble? Why repeat such mistakes? Don't you know who you are?" Overwhelmed, Sylvia collapses, sobbing, "Why is this happening to me? The MC reappears, saying, "So, what did you want to discuss?" Sylvia, startled, rises, shocked. The MC continues, "You said you wanted to talk. I heard before teleporting." Seeing her tears, he asks, "Are you crying?" Sylvia, enraged, kicks at his face, shouting, "I'm not crying." Her kick's impact travels far, but the MC blocks it with one finger, asking, "Then what's in your eyes?" Sylvia insists, "I'm angry. Do you realize the trouble you've caused? If you want to fight, let's fight. I thought demons were fair in battle, but if you're just trolling and ruining my life, that's the worst." The MC, silent, reflects briefly, then nervously says, "That wasn't my intent. I just wanted." Sylvia, seeing his unease, shouts, "Hurry and tell me." Blushing deeply, the MC confesses, "I wanted to understand what you meant by love. That's why I came here, to learn about it in your human school." Sylvia, stunned, bursts into laughter. The MC thinks, "I knew she'd be thrilled to know she was right after I told the truth." Embarrassed, he awaits her response. Sylvia, ceasing her laughter, says seriously, "You're the Demon King, so I shouldn't trust you. I must protect my people. Yet for some reason I feel you're sincere. If so, what you're attempting isn't wrong. However, if you attack humans, you'll need to reconsider your dream of coming to the human kingdom. For now, I'll allow you to pursue your goals here, but I swear I'll watch you closely. If you harm anyone in this kingdom, I'll fight you with everything I have." "Understood." The MC replies, "Very well, I promise." He adds, "Thank you, Sylvia." Hearing her name, Sylvia, shocked, shouts, "Don't say my name so casually." The MC asks, "Would you prefer hero or lady saint?" Sylvia exclaims, "No, that's too embarrassing." The scene shifts to the Demon Kingdom's castle, where a voice says, "Luna, perfect timing. I was looking for you." Luna. She is the MC's maid. The speaker, the second general of the demon army, says, "The Demon King told me to return, but I can't find him. Has something happened I'm unaware of? Why does everyone leave me in the dark?" Luna replies, "Recently, the king has been acting strangely. I last saw him bringing a girl to his room. I only glimpsed her, but I'm certain she was human, radiating a strong, holy aura." The second general, shocked, exclaims, "A holy aura? Could our king be under an evil spell from the human church?" As they speculate, a door opens and someone approaches. The second general says, "Someone's at the king's room." Luna responds, "But His Majesty said he wouldn't return for a while." The figure wears a church uniform, holding a church symbol. The second general, alarmed, declares, "The Stela church symbol. It's true." He leaps, striking the figure, shouting, "I won't let you control my king." The figure, clutching his cheek, roars, "You fool, it's me. It's Livin, the first general." The second general, realizing his error, stammers, "It's just you, Livin. You startled me." Livin, furious, demands, "How dare you strike me? Are you trying to kill me to take my position?" The second general, panicked, protests, "No, I didn't mean that. I just arrived, saw no one, and mistook you for an enemy." Livin shouts, "Enemy? How could you reach such a conclusion? The king teleported me here, and I'm the only one he trusts with that skill." The second general, laughing shamelessly, listens as Livin declares, "This is confidential." The truth is, Livin explains everything, and the second general, shocked, says, "You're infiltrating the enemy's base secretly?" Livin confirms, "Yes, it's highly dangerous. I alone accompany the king. While we're away, you maintain control of this castle." Livin boasts, "I'm the first general, the foremost among the 7, always invited by the king everywhere. Remember when he trusted me to lead the front line?" Ignoring him, the second general attempts to sit on the MC's throne. Livin, enraged, shouts, "You cannot do that. We're not dead yet. Keep away from that chair." The second general, caught, protests, "I swear I didn't mean to." The scene shifts to the human kingdom's goddess Stela Academy, where Livin arrives, drawing stares due to his tattered clothes from flying 15,000 kilometers from the demon kingdom. He approaches the MC, saying, "I was delayed yesterday and couldn't grasp the academy's class system." Livin adds, "Forgive me, my king. I couldn't join you at the student ceremony due to a traitor I had to handle." He refers to the second general. The MC responds, "Don't worry about him." Reflecting, he thinks, "This is my fault. I forgot to teleport him back with me." We then see our first general, Livin, reading something. He tells the main character, MC, he's thrilled because an ad allows them to freely choose their job class. Livin's excited that the MC included him in the chosen class and asks which one it is. The MC admits he got a bit lost in the process and picked the class that kept talking about demons, thinking it'd be easy for them. Livin checks the form for his favorite job class and sees the MC ticked exorcist. Livin explains that an Oja is a holy magic expert who slays demons. The MC, hearing this, says, "Oh, is that so? Don't worry, we're just dealing with humans in their early education." Livin adds that they're starting an E-class, so it'll just be low-grade exorcists, and wonders what could go wrong. Then, someone's staring at them. It's Sylvia, who overhears and says, "An exorcist? Perfect. I'm in the same training group because I'm an exorcist too." Livin turns, sees Sylvia, and falls back in shock, exclaiming, "A hero? You're an exorcist too?" Sylvia tells him to calm down. She's not here to fight as a first-generation Livin. The MC asks what she's doing then. Sylvia replies, "Didn't I tell you I'd keep an eye on you? You chose the same job class as me, making my job easier. If you act weird, accidents in exorcist training can be dangerous for demons." Livin's stunned. The MC calls it a brilliant evil plan. Livin agrees, questioning Sylvia's hero status. Sylvia, blushing, says, "Sorry if I don't seem heroic. You demons are after me anyway." Behind her, three girls gossip. One thinks Sylvia's talking to her boyfriend. Another denies it. Sylvia, embarrassed, tells the MC to listen carefully and avoid suspicious demon antics to keep their identities secret. The MC retorts, "Who do you think you're talking to? We're the strongest demons in this world. Blending with humans is easy." Livin, teary, says the MC thinks highly of him. Sylvia interrupts their drama, saying it's time for morning prayer. She can't be late, or the head priest will be furious. The MC, confused, asks, "Morning prayer?" The scene shifts to 7 a.m. at the Goldstila Academy Church. Sylvia glares oddly at the MC and Livin, who are struggling inside the holy church. The MC complains it's too hot, and Livin agrees. Sylvia thinks, "This isn't a breeze. You're vaporizing in a holy church." She finds it exciting that they chose such a job. Two guys approach, chatting. One says church paladins wear heavy armor, betting he'd be safe even against a strong demon. The other wanted to be an exorcist for cool magic combos, but chose Templar since he's better with swords. A guy in a white uniform bumps into them, angrily telling them to know their place as commoners. The two leave quietly, noting he's likely a noble. The white uniformed guy spots two new students in dark uniforms, the MC and Livin. The MC supports Livin, who's weakened by the church's prayers. Livin curses the holy church's strong spell, wondering if it's Sylvia's plan. The MC thinks the place isn't so bad for demons. Livin apologizes for being useless, begging not to be demoted. The noble, enraged that a commoner like the MC is near Lady Saint Sylvia, charges to teach him a lesson. He slams into the MC, but his right arm shatters and he collapses, screaming for a medic. Livin, furious, unleashes a power surge, shattering academy windows. He lifts the noble into the air, threatening to tear him apart for daring to touch his king. The MC, seeing the noble's punishment, senses Sylvia approaching with her friend. Sylvia's friend asks why she's smiling. Sylvia's excited for exorcist class and curious about the new civilians' lessons. The MC recalls Sylvia's threat to fight if he harms anyone. Panicking, he uses hyperacceleration to freeze time for a second, just as Sylvia arrives. With time slowed, the MC fears expulsion and losing his chance to learn about love. Using level 5 dark magic, space, and time control, he opens a portal, tossing Livin and the noble inside. Snapping his fingers, the portal closes, and the sky's cracks heal in 0.1 seconds. Time resumes, and no one notices. Sylvia and her friend chat. Her friend praises Sylvia's support and healing skills, suggesting she join her class to avoid loneliness. Sylvia senses strong dark magic for a moment, saying she has a reason to stay in exorcist class. She spots the MC, sweating and waving nervously. Suspicious, she asks what he's doing. The MC stammers, denying any mischief. Sylvia, unconvinced, thinks he's hiding something despite his foolish appearance. She scans the academy with enhanced holy sense, creating a shield and casting spells. The MC, confused, asks if she activated a skill. Sylvia draws her sword, casting protective spells like Autonomous Guardian Spirit and Divine Song. Students feel blessed by the holy power. Priests panic, mistaking it for an attack, and prepare a counter. The MC, sweating, fears expulsion. Sylvia, seeing his expression, suspects he's compressing dark magic. She casts more protective spells, alarming everyone. Her friend asks what's wrong, but Sylvia's focused. Later, Sylvia, exhausted from scanning, warns the MC she's letting him go this time, but will act if he misbehaves. The MC gives a thumbs up with a smile. Sylvia's friend asks if they always fight like this. Sylvia says it's their nature, denying romance rumors, saying duty leaves no time for dating. The MC, frozen in fear, relaxes as Sylvia leaves. The narrative then shifts to a confrontation where Livin, in a state of desperation, pleads with the main character, MC, whom he refers to as the Demon King. Livin begs for mercy, expressing remorse for summoning his demon form, Korra, and revealing his true nature to humans, which forced the MC to intervene. He laments his perceived uselessness and requests the harshest punishment, even suggesting an order to slay 100 King Hydras or 1,000,000 monsters within 24 hours. However, he implores the MC not to strip him of his position as the #1 right hand. Observing Livin's distress, the MC calmly reassures him that there is no need for such concern. Livin, still emotional, praises the MC's kindness, while the MC reflects internally on his use of time and space control, as well as a powerful ancient magic that allowed him to claim a formidable dungeon. This magic ensured that the hero, who might have located them, was thwarted. The MC then turns to Livin, questioning what should be done with a human they have encountered, expressing a desire to avoid bloodshed. Livin, with a chuckle, reveals that he has already taught the human a lesson, transforming him into a loyal follower of the Demon King. The scene shifts to a man in a white uniform, battered and trembling, who now proclaims the Demon King's supremacy, declaring him the strongest and greatest in the world. Livin laughs heartily, finding the situation amusing, particularly in such a holy place. Livin then offers the man a gift, using dark regeneration to heal his hand. As the hand regenerates, the man is shocked to discover it has transformed into a demonic appendage. Testing its power, he punches a wall, shattering it with ease. Livin gleefully explains that he has upgraded the man's hand into that of a powerful demon, ensuring he will proudly serve the Demon King. The man, ecstatic with his newfound strength, boasts about his ability to destroy anything. The MC, observing this, finds the situation fascinating, likening it to a display of power. The man, initially thrilled, envisions using his demonic hand to advance his rank within the church's knights. However, his excitement turns to dread as he realizes the church would likely execute him for possessing such a demonic trait, crushing his ambitions. The scene shifts to the Demon Castle, where Livin, now in the Demon Kingdom, tells Luna, remember this. I'm the first person to experience the Demon King's time and space control. Luna replies, as I expected, Master Livin. We then see the Demon Kingdom, where the MC, in his demonic form within his castle, abruptly switches to his human form. He tells Livin, remember, we need to blend in with the humans. Are you ready? Livin responds, always, my king. The MC says, let's go then, and begins to use teleportation. Seeing this, Livin is overjoyed, thinking, yes, I can say I've used teleportation again. No general in this kingdom has used the king's teleport as much as I have. As Livin revels in this thought, the MC declares, to the human kingdom. They teleport to the human kingdom, where their sudden appearance startles onlookers. People murmur, what happened here? How did they just appear out of thin air? Is that even possible? Some question, are they even human? Hearing this, the MC tells Livin, I guess I need to change the teleport point. Livin, handle this situation. Livin, dazed, responds, Sure, my king, I'll kill all these witnesses right now. The MC quickly corrects him. No, you idiot. Just change their memories. The MC then sets off to find a new teleport point, arriving at a house. He remarks, I knew this place would be good. He sets a teleport marker, saying, All right, this is finally settled. At that moment, Sylvia appears, glaring strangely, and demands, What are you doing in front of my door? The MC, unabashed, replies, I was just setting a teleport point here. No one comes around, so it's a safe spot. Sylvia retorts, That's because this is my private residence. The scene shifts to a field where students are gathered. A man arrives and announces, Welcome to the first-year exorcist class. My name is Edward, and I'm your instructor for the rest of the year. Every year, from years 1 to 10, we have fewer students. There are more commoners than nobles here, but don't worry. In my eyes, you're all chosen ones. He then demonstrates his abilities, proclaiming advanced light magic, advanced fire magic, and close combat expertise. By the end of the day, I'll make you masters, so you can call yourselves exorcists, specialized in defeating humanity's greatest enemy, demons. As he activates both magic simultaneously, he thinks, Damn, how cool is this? Activating 2 magics at once isn't easy. He laughs, but the MC and Livin remain unimpressed. Livin thinks, How ordinary. Even a child in the demon kingdom can use 5 magics at once. The students, however, are awestruck. One says, As expected of Master Edward. Another exclaims, Amazing! What brilliant light energy! A third remarks, Look at that unusual fire magic. Among the students, a girl tells her friend, Don't forget, you're special too. Even the great hero, Lady Saint, chose this class, so there's something special here. Sylvia, standing behind them, overhears and is shocked, thinking, I came here to keep an eye on the Demon King. What are they talking about? Edward, basking in the praise, says, Obviously, because I'm the most special, greatest exorcist to ever be your instructor. You won't find anyone better to teach this job class. I'm the only one who's fought the Demon King face to face. Hearing this, Livin is stunned and asks the MC, Is this true, my king? How did this happen? I've never heard of this guy. The MC, trying to recall, says, Yeah, who? The crowd also murmurs, confused about which battle Edward is referencing. Edward continues, You must remember that infamous battle in Twin Valley. It's been 25 years, but I still recall enduring the Demon King's terrifying attacks. The MC, prompted, says, Oh, right, he's telling the truth. I remember now. Livin, in disbelief, says, What? Is this true? I've studied the history of every one of your battles, every action, every detail, but there's no record of this guy. The MC, hearing Livin, says, Oh, yeah, I remember now. A few years ago, I saw him standing among some soldiers. We see Edward, trembling with fear during that battle, utterly terrified. Livin, learning this, is speechless, then laughs and says to the MC, You remembered such a small, insignificant human? That's impressive, my king. The MC replies, I'm not that great. Seeing them converse, Sylvia thinks, What are they so excited about? They're definitely plotting something evil. If this guy got a wife, he'd be begging for death. Edward then shouts, All right, everyone line up. The students gather in front of a large stone. Edward says, Next, I want you to try hitting this special stone. Magic is crucial for an exorcist, so I want to see how you use it. If you can't even scratch it, don't worry. It's designed for church knights practice, so damaging it isn't easy. I hope you understand. Any doubts or questions? Sylvia raises her hand and asks, Sir, what if we only use light magic for practice? I think it's the most important element for exorcists, and it's also Demon's weak point. Hearing this, Livin, standing behind her, is shocked. Edward, impressed, says, As expected, Lady Saint. Seeing you so excited in this class makes me feel honored. He instructs the students, All right, everyone will use a basic light beam. The students respond, Yes, sir. Sylvia, pleased, thinks, Perfect. Demons can't use light magic, so he'll give up and be peacefully expelled from the school. She glances at the MC and Livin, who are whispering to each other. Edward shouts, "Okay, let's start with the young man with silver hair." The MC, heading forward, says to Livin, "That's it then." Livin replies, "Yes, my king. It's not perfect, but in a few minutes, this is all I could calculate." The MC says, "That's enough. I'll perfect it myself."
Good job.
The MC approaches and begins using light magic, explaining, condensing magic particles in the air, applying the right amount of radiation, and transforming it into light form. Then, reversing the basic dark root of the spell's specific formula to mimic holy characteristics. Successfully creating light magic, he declares, "It's time to try dark-style light magic." It might seem the MC is overpowered for creating light magic, but he hasn't truly done so. As Sylvia noted, demons can't use light magic. Instead, the MC used dark magic to mimic light magic, like a mimicry artist imitating another's voice. Seeing this, Livin is thrilled, thinking, "As expected, my king." Sylvia, witnessing this, is in disbelief, thinking, "He's joking, right?" Onlookers exclaim, "This is so bright. What is this?" Sylvia, panicking, thinks, "The Demon King's light magic will surely cause destruction. I have to do something." She begins casting a spell, thinking, "I'll use the strongest dispel magic to stop this." Livin, noticing, is shocked and thinks, "This hero wants to ruin my king's move, but I won't let that happen." Both cast their spells. Sylvia uses Great Divine Dispel, while Livin uses Ultimate Dark Magic simultaneously. Sylvia's spell activates beside the MC, and she thinks, "An ordinary dispel won't work on the Demon King's spell, but my holy barrier is directly connected to me, so it won't break easily." Livin shouts, "Don't worry, my king. I'm giving you all my dark energy. Take it." His spell surges toward the MC. The MC, observing, says, "One beam." The MC's spell, now infused with both Sylvia's and Livin's magic, becomes uncontrollable. Seeing this, both the MC and Sylvia are shocked, and something begins to happen. A massive blast erupts. Edward watches the scene and exclaims, "The first light magic. It's exploding here. What's happening?" As the smoke from the blast dissipates, we see our MC and Sylvia lying unconscious on the ground. Limin, spotting the fallen MC, rushes to his side in panic and cries out, "My king! My king! Are you all right? Please forgive me. I never intended to disrupt your incredible demonstration." But before he can finish, Sylvia responds instead, saying, "No, it was my fault. The magic was still unstable. I should have refined it further." Limin is completely stunned, his eyes darting between Sylvia and the MC, who now speaks in Sylvia's voice, muttering, "This was still impossible. Controlling such immense demonic power. I'll need much more practice. After all, this is the Divine King and his generals we're dealing with." The MC and Sylvia exchange awkward glances, an uncomfortable silence settling between them. Finally, Sylvia breaks the silence and asks, "Why do you look like me?" The MC, equally shocked, fires back, "What? I should be asking you the same question." It becomes clear their bodies have switched. Limin stands frozen in shock, unable to process what he's witnessing. The scene shifts to the academy, where the three of them stand together, discussing the situation. The MC, now in Sylvia's body, remarks thoughtfully, "In my 1,700 years of existence, I've never experienced a magical bond like this. My reversing dark to light formula must have interacted unpredictably with holy wind and dark energy. Holy magic is far more fascinating than I ever realized." Sylvia, flustered and impatient, interrupts him, "You can marvel at it later, but right now, can you please fix us? I can't stop overthinking about this whole situation." She recalls the moment their bodies switched, how she had grabbed the MC's hand and dragged him away in front of everyone, her face burning with embarrassment at the memory. The MC reassures her, "I already told you, this is my first time experiencing something like this. But we have an entire library full of magical texts." Limin, you remember the archives, don't you? Limin hesitates before admitting, "Of course, my king." but I deliberately erased the sections on human holy magic from my memory. Sylvia's eyes widen in fury, and before anyone can react, she punches him hard. You erased crucial knowledge on purpose? Li Min, clutching his face in pain, growls. I want to counterattack, but I refuse to harm my king's body. Sylvia snaps back. You deserve worse. The MC sighs, rubbing his temples. Arguing isn't helping. Here's the plan. We'll sneak into the royal library at midnight when everyone's asleep. Until then, stay hidden. I can't keep pretending to be a hero. Sylvia flushes red, her voice rising slightly in panic. I don't want anyone seeing me like this. If people see me entering your room, they'll get the wrong idea. Before she can protest further, the MC teleports away abruptly, leaving Sylvia standing there, mortified. Later that night, he reappears beside her, urging her to move quickly. No one's watching. Let's go. Sylvia, however, immediately notices his attire and scowls. Why are you dressed like that? The MC glances down at his casual outfit and shrugs. These are my normal clothes, and yours aren't exactly battle-ready either. She huffs. Who wears combat gear at home? Ignoring her, he grabs her hand firmly. No time to argue. Hold on tight. As they teleport away, Luna, Sylvia's maid, catches a glimpse of them and gasps in shock. My Majesty, forgive me. I'll pretend I saw nothing. She quickly covers her eyes and flees, her face burning with embarrassment. Later, Sylvia, now stuck in the MC's body, which has inexplicably shrunk, groans in frustration. This is useless. The MC attempts a reversal spell, but nothing happens. A simple body swap spell isn't working. The reversal is far more complex than I thought. Sylvia groans again, clutching her head. The worst part is being stuck in this tiny body. The MC waves her off. Don't worry. You'll grow back in 5 minutes. As dawn approaches, the MC tenses. The academy will be swarming with students soon. I can already sense them. Sylvia frets. We still haven't fixed our bodies. Why are they so eager to get to the library this early? The MC smirks. They must be serious about training. He prepares to teleport them again, but Sylvia protests. I can't go back like this. If I suddenly disappear, the church and the entire kingdom will panic. She insists they must maintain their disguises until they find a solution. The MC, amused, finally agrees. Upon hearing this from his mouth, she becomes completely flustered and says, Why are you so excited at the last moment? But wait, what exactly do you want to do with this opportunity? Their MC, main character, responds apologetically. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you. Otherwise, you'll end up interfering in my path. Listening to the MC's words, Sylvia grows even more suspicious. Now you're making me even more wary, she says, glancing around as if someone might be eavesdropping. With a sly smile, Sylvia, now in the MC's body, looks at herself in the mirror while changing and thinks, I can see that his body is extraordinarily strong, brimming with an intense flow of magic. It's also incredibly well built, just as I expected. The man who calls himself unbeatable must have worked incredibly hard to achieve a body like this. Lost in her thoughts, she suddenly snaps back to reality, blushing furiously. Wait, why am I praising his body like this? This isn't helpful at all. And more importantly, how is he changing clothes right now without looking at my body? Flustered, she stammers. W. The most important thing is, how are you changing clothes without looking? She panics at the thought of the MC seeing her naked. The scene shifts to the academy, where the MC stands inside Sylvia's room. With a snap of his fingers, his clothes instantly transform into the academy uniform. This should do, he mutters, pausing for a moment to assess the power within his new body. Even though this body is small, it handled my magic perfectly, even ancient level. Spells like teleportation. The magical flow inside is exceptional. She must have trained rigorously from a young age. He glances at Sylvia, who stands beside him, and says, Sylvia, your body is truly impressive. I'll come back to pick you up later. Hearing this, Sylvia is utterly shocked. Blushing deeply, she shrieks, I already know that, you damn perverted demon king. The scene shifts, showing the two of them heading to the academy. Someone calls out to the MC, Sylvia? But he doesn't respond. The person calls again, And this time, the MC turns around, realizing, oh, that's me. He sees Sylvia's friend standing behind him. She asks, is something wrong? I couldn't find you at all yesterday. I thought we were supposed to have lunch together. The MC, now in Sylvia's body, studies her and thinks, this human girl, Sylvia's friend. He casually replies, oh, I already had lunch with another friend. The girl frowns. What are you even talking about? I'm your only close friend here. Something's off about you today. Are you hiding something from me? The MC realizes his mistake. Crap, I miscalculated. I never expected the hero of the human kingdom to have only one friend. I can't just brush her off. I don't know her weaknesses. He quickly reassesses the situation. Alright, in this kind of scenario, there's only one thing I can do. Find her weakness. He activates divine eyes and scans her. The girl notices his strange behavior. Your eyes are so red. It's scaring me. Did something get in them? Do you need me to heal you? It must be painful. But the MC isn't paying attention. Instead, he analyzes her magic circuits. Her magic color is mostly yellow, indicating the holy element. High probability, her job class is support type. Meanwhile, behind her, Livius appears, looking worse for wear. The MC spots him and thinks, ah, Livius. Even he looks exhausted from morning prayers. Seizing the opportunity, the MC diverts her attention. Hey, look at that guy over there. He looks seriously ill. He definitely needs your help. The girl turns and gasps. Oh. You're right. She rushes toward Livius, calling out, hey, tall guy. Are you okay? From behind, the MC frantically signals Livius, who squints in confusion. My king, what are you trying to tell me? The MC gestures. Keep her busy. Don't let her come near me. But Livius, misunderstanding completely, thinks, ah, he wants me to knock her out. But she's just a small girl. How could she possibly threaten the Demon King? Before he can act, the girl reaches him. Livius, in a panic, the scene shifts to the Academy's training grounds, where Sylvia confronts the MC, her voice laced with suspicion. Where have you been all this time? Admit it. You've been doing something questionable with my body again. The MC quickly denies. No, I haven't. Sylvia shakes her head in frustration. I can't keep living like this. We need to hurry and find a way to switch our bodies back. Internally, the MC panics. I can't possibly tell her I used her body to ask people about love. Every girl I asked got flustered and turned red. Must be some top-secret national taboo. Or wait, of course they'd blush when asked about romance. I'm such an idiot. Their conversation is interrupted by whispering students. Girl 1, look. Lady Saint is with that commoner boy again. Girl 2, half the Academy's heartbroken seeing our Lady Saint fall for someone like him. Girl 1, she even asked me about love recently. Girl 2, as expected, she doesn't care about social status at all. Sylvia grows uncomfortable. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Just as they try to leave, Professor Edward appears. Edward scolds. My first class this week and you're already late. He suddenly backtracks upon recognizing Sylvia, actually the MC in her body. Ah. My lady, I didn't mean you. Please join class whenever you wish. Then he glares at the commoner, real Sylvia in the MC's body. Asterisk, you will do 100 push-ups. Asterisk, the poor professor remains oblivious to their body swap. Sylvia, now stuck in the MC's body, reluctantly drops and begins push-ups while bystanders murmur. No wonder Lady Saint likes him. Look at his strength. The MC, in Sylvia's body, whispers. So this is how human discipline works. Sylvia grunts between push-ups. Sorry you had to see this. Though technically I'm the one at a disadvantage here. Scene transitions to later, where the MC and Sylvia stand with other students before Edward. Edward announces a special activity, a friendly sparring match between classes. The Exausia class, with only 9 students, is pitted against the Templar class, with 42. The Exausia students panic. How is this fair? They outnumber us 4-1. Everyone falls silent as the Temple class students arrive, their numerous footsteps echoing as they approach. Edward addresses them. This is the Temple class. The other students begin murmuring among themselves. One remarks, the Temple class? That's the elite class. Another adds, I've heard they reject anyone who isn't noble. A third chimes in, not just that. Almost all of them come from prestigious noble families. Meanwhile, our protagonist, MC, turns to Sylvia and asks, they seem strong. What's their specialty? Sylvia replies, the temple class specializes in mastering the 7 elements. Their combat style turns magic into a formidable weapon. The MC nods, recalling something. I remember a similar fighting style, but it's nowhere near as refined as your unarmed combat. He chuckles. Sylvia smiles faintly at his words. Hearing such praise from the Demon King himself is quite the compliment. A challenge is issued. A student from the temple class approaches the MC, bowing respectfully. Lady Saint, it's an honor to be in your presence. The MC, momentarily forgetting he's in Sylvia's body, awkwardly responds, yes, that's me. Sylvia panics at his careless reply. The student continues, I'll never forget the moment you graced us with your meteor strike during the entrance exam. It motivates us to become as strong as you one day. The MC is taken aback. Wait, they think Sylvia performed that strike? Before he can correct them, the student points at Sylvia, actually the MC in her body, and says, I can't help but wonder, why did you help this peasant? He didn't even do anything in the exam, and now he's clinging to you like a shadow. The MC, now irritated, retorts sharply, because I'm interested in him, so much so that I can't stop thinking about him. The surrounding students gasp. One whispers, Lady Saint is so bold. Another adds, she didn't even hesitate. The MC realizes his mistake. Oh right, I'm in Sylvia's body. I meant I'm interested in. The temple class student is stunned. If that's what you wish, my lady, I wouldn't dare question you. He then extends an invitation. Please, honor us by joining the temple class. We offer the finest facilities, reserved only for the best, where the hero of the human kingdom belongs. The MC declines bluntly. No thanks. I don't need it. The student is speechless. The hero rejected us. Sylvia drags the MC aside, hissing, Stop causing trouble in my body. Don't create unnecessary conflict, the protagonist says, and then turns to the other person asking, Isn't it true that you could fight against me? He continues, That's why you should ask for something greater than just the king's throne. Sylvia responds firmly, Things don't work that way here. At that moment, the protagonist adds, Besides that, wouldn't you prefer to stay in the same class as me? Sylvia, who is part of the protagonist's party, thinks to herself in surprise, I never said that. But the protagonist quickly reminds her, You're the one who said you'd be keeping an eye on me. Sylvia blushes, visibly flustered, and says, Of course, why not? Just then another boy, mistaking the protagonist for Sylvia, approaches and says, All right then, how about this? We place a bet. If our team wins the match, Lady Sylvia, would you consider joining our class? Without giving it much thought, the protagonist immediately agrees, saying, Yes. The boy, thrilled, replies, This is an honor for us. So it's settled. At that point, Sylvia, overhearing everything, shouts in frustration, Hey! The boy, startled, rudely says, You peasant, shut your mouth. After that, the protagonist starts walking away, but Sylvia rushes after him. The protagonist says calmly, What's wrong? There's nothing to worry about. Sylvia, however, replies, There's plenty to worry about. Seeing Sylvia chasing after the protagonist like that, the surrounding students begin whispering among themselves, saying things like, Look at that, she's strongly against the idea of switching classes with a lady like her. Then, turning towards Sylvia, the protagonist says, Sylvia, you're forgetting something important. Right now, I'm the hero of this human kingdom. That means I'll fight without holding back, with all my power, so no one will even dare to look at me. Hearing such absurd words from the protagonist, Sylvia is left in shock. After this, we see the training area of Goddess Tila Academy, located deep within the old stone forest. There, Edward gathers everyone and explains the rules. The objective is simple: eliminate as many opposing team members as possible. Your uniforms are specially designed to withstand fatal blows and protect you, so fight without holding back. However, those who are defeated, unable to continue, or fail to maintain their uniforms will be eliminated. A barrier will then surround them, preventing further attacks. The last class standing after eliminating half of the opposing team wins. Hearing this, the Exorcist class is stunned. The Templar class has 42 students, while the Exorcist class only has 9. Seeing their disbelief, Edward coldly orders them to take their positions, refusing to hear any complaints. Meanwhile, Ronald, the Academy's top noble, smirks, confident in his numerical advantage. Sylvia, observing his arrogance, grows suspicious and whispers to the protagonist, MC. It's as if he's already made a deal with the instructor. I don't trust his confidence. The MC casually replies. Humans love complicating things. Maybe he's compensating for his lack of real power. Sylvia frowns, glancing at their outnumbered team, who are visibly shaken. The MC, noticing their low morale, suddenly shouts, "Rampage!" Instantly, his teammates stand firm, their spirits reignited. Some even cheer aggressively. Since when did I crave crushing Templars? Kill. 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 Sylvia, realizing the MC has cast dark magic to manipulate their emotions, rushes forward, dispelling it. Dispel. Stop using dark magic on our classmates. The MC merely shrugs. Fine. I'll just end this quickly myself. He begins casting multiple high-level spells, shocking Sylvia, who yells, "Are you trying to kill everyone?" Ignoring her, the MC continues, forcing Sylvia to act. She slams her hands together, activating the secret seal of light, blocking his magic. The MC, now magically sealed, examines himself. Interesting. I can't feel any magic flow. I could break it, but that'd take time. Instead, he dashes off at inhuman speed, declaring, "Guess I'll rely on brute force then." Sylvia screams after him. Wait, can't you just stay put? The scene shifts to the jungle, where a Templar class student is wandering, saying, I need to eliminate at least one person to impress Edward. Someone watches him from behind, then attacks. The boy screams, Wait, what are you doing to my clothes? It's the second general, laughing. Crossing the human kingdom's border is so easy. He's stolen the boy's clothes and says, It's time to challenge the human kingdom's hero and prove I'm worthy of the king's throne. The scene shifts again, where someone shouts, I found her. Let's take her down. 5 or 6 Templar class students charge at Sylvia. She says, I have no choice. Before they do anything weird, I need to deal with them. One of them yells, Attack her all at once. Sylvia raises both hands, says, Forgive me, and claps loudly. The force sends everyone flying, destroying everything around. Sylvia, awestruck, thinks, What an amazing body. It feels like my magic is exploding without control, destroying everything, even the ground. The scene shifts to Edward, watching on a screen as Templar class students are eliminated one by one, while no Exorcist class students have been taken out. He says, the Templar class is getting crushed despite their advantage. I guess numbers don't matter against Lady Saint. Ronald, watching Sylvia's power from afar, says, I told them to take out everyone except Lady Saint. His companion, trembling, says, That's not Lady Saint. That's Ronald O. Lotta, the one with extremely dangerous power, Platinum. He recalls how Li Bean threatened him, saying, Don't reveal my king's identity, or your cursed hand will consume you alive. Terrified, he freezes. Ronald tells him, Don't exaggerate. Focus on eliminating those 5 and avoid Lady Saint. As they speak, the MC passes by, saying, I found 2. Ronald and his companion panic. Ronald, sweating, says, Lady Saint, forgive me. This isn't a fair fight. There's a big Templar group over there. Why not fight them? The MC stares at them. Ronald says, If you're okay with it, we'll leave. A shadow appears behind them, and the second general says, So you're here. He releases his power, laughing. Get ready to fight, human kingdom's hero. The MC thinks, What's Gale doing here? Gale says, I saw you wandering around the castle in my king's armor. That's enough reason to challenge you for fun. I mean, to protect my kingdom's pride. He's lying. Luna, his maid, told him about the hero, and he's challenging the MC to prove himself as a potential king. Gale jumps and kicks at the MC. The MC doesn't budge, but the ground cracks and the force sends Ronald and his companion flying. Gale says, "As expected, you're not bad for a hero." The MC grabs his leg, thinking, explaining the situation is pointless. I'll play with him for a bit. Gale unleashes a flurry of punches, but the MC dodges effortlessly. Gale laughs. Impressive. Only my king can withstand my direct attacks. It feels like you know my every move. The MC thinks, I do know all your moves. Gale, frustrated that his punches aren't landing, is caught when the MC grabs his arm, lifts him, and slams him into the ground, creating a massive crater. Ronald, watching from the bushes, says, as expected, he's standing up to Lady Saint. No doubt about his family's bravery. He thinks the fighter is a Templar student, unaware that the second general stole the student's clothes. His companion thinks, that's no student. That's a monster with demon horns. The MC, marveling at Sylvia's body, thinks, no matter how much I use it, her physical and magical power don't diminish. It's like she's absorbing energy from nature. Gale stands, saying, well done, hero. You're exciting me. This is nothing. He jumps at the MC, but the MC punches him, sending him crashing through the ground, tearing apart a hill. The impact shakes the academy, with people shouting, why is the ground shaking? Earthquake. Others mention sensing a dark aura earlier. Sylvia, panicking, yells, stop causing destruction with my body. Gale emerges from the dust, his dark aura and lightning surging, saying, you did it, hero. I never expected this power. I'll fight you seriously now. The MC smiles, saying, come on then. Despite Sylvia sealing his magic, the MC is overpowering Gale. Someone shouts, stop. Sylvia, moving like lightning, arrives and casts Holy Chain. Golden chains wrap around the MC's body, except his head. The MC says, you got the wrong guy. Sylvia yells, shut up. I won't let you run wild again. The MC protests, it wasn't me. He started it. Gale, seeing Sylvia, rushes to her, bowing, my king, forgive me for disobeying and coming to the human kingdom. I was bored, protecting our kingdom from the hero's attack. He doesn't know the MC and Sylvia's bodies are switched. Sylvia, shocked, thinks, second demon general, raging Tempest Gale? Gale pleads, please don't take my good behavior badge, or Libeen will mock me for a week. He has only 3 badges, unlike Libeen's many. Sylvia, exasperated, says, are you kindergarten kids? Libeen appears, bound in bandages, laughing. Seeing you grovel is great. He says, as soon as I sensed her, I came as fast as I could, but it seems I wasn't needed. The MC, seeing Libeen's state, says, looks like you need help. What happened? Libeen laughs. I'm glad you're worried, my king. The important thing is hearing my king. Gale is shocked, yelling, my king? Libeen says, I found a way to normalize your body. A later scene shows Sylvia's friend praying. I humbly pray to the goddess and all holy things to guide every creature with your light. She's the friend the MC sent Libeen to heal, claiming she was sick. She casts Soul Divina, restoring the MC and Sylvia's bodies. The MC opens his eyes, saying, it worked. We never learned holy magic, so we're not familiar with simple cure spells, but the hero might know. Sylvia, shocked, says, I'm not a support class who'd know this. Libeen recalls how Sylvia's friend tried healing his dark core, binding and repeatedly casting healing magic on him. Since Libeen, a demon, was weakened by holy words from morning prayers, her spells tortured him. This led him to realize healing spells could fix the body swap. Libeen, crying, says, I'm so happy my torture helped my king. He tells Sylvia's friend, your purpose is done. I'll silence you to protect my king's secret. Sylvia's friend silently glares and Sylvia yells, Don't you dare. The friend casts another healing spell, knocking Li Bin out. Sylvia says, guess I wasn't needed. The MC adds, healing magic's effect is interesting. The scene shifts to Edward announcing, we've sent all injured to the healing room. Today's winner is the exorcist class. He's shocked, as he didn't expect 9 students to defeat 42. The exorcist class celebrates, with one girl saying, we won thanks to Deus. Another says, they don't believe you did it, not Lady Saint, but I saw everything. The first girl adds, you're so sweet, Lady Saint won't join the Templar class. Sylvia, who did the work, silently glares at the MC, as no one knows she was in his body. The MC, in Sylvia's body, only fought Gale, which no one saw. Ronald, with his companion, says, I'm not sure what happened, but I remember a strong wind, and I passed out. His companion, knowing the truth, agrees, thinking, it's a lie, but how do I explain my demon hand made me strong enough to stand in that fight? I need to stay away from demons. Ronald approaches the MC, saying, I admit my defeat. As a gentleman, I won't pursue Lady Saint. For your bravery, I offer a gift. He grabs the MC's shoulder, laughing, you're not even a noble, but I accept you as my bodyguard. He adds, everyone knows this position is like a close friend. He has no idea who he's dealing with. Li Bin, seeing Ronald touch the MC, thinks, how dare you touch my king? He'll burn you. The MC says, your words sound nice, and walks with Ronald. Li Bin is stunned. The MC thinks, this is the guy everyone loves. I'm sure I'll get a lot of information from him. I can't let this opportunity slip. The scene shifts to the demon castle, where the MC looks out a window, saying, her skin was so soft and delicate. It felt like I needed to protect it, but in battle, it's incredibly powerful thanks to that unique ability. In my 1,700 years, I've never seen anything like it. He pauses, shocked, saying, could this be the effect of love's power? He's clueless, mistaking Sylvia's physical changes for love. He says, I can't shake this familiar feeling. When did I meet someone like this? He calls Li Bin, who appears, saying, yes, my king. The MC says, tell me everything about the hero. Li Bin, shocked, thinks, impossible. My king never asks about enemies, because the power gap is huge. Is this a new way to defeat the hero? He says, I'll find everything about the hero. The MC says, thanks. Li Bin explains, since her birth, the hero was blessed by goddess Tila. Human and allied races, our enemies, worshipped her for her strong body, unlimited mana, and strength beyond common sense. The Holy Church took her, teaching her about goddess Tila's ways from a young age, keeping her from the outside world. A pure girl, shining with holy power, was named a saint. The MC spots a video, saying, here's footage of the holy girl when she became a saint. Play it. In the clip, Sylvia practices, saying, I'll cut the demon king to pieces, burn him, and scatter his ashes in the deepest sea. The MC is speechless, and Li Bin is shocked. The MC says, what kind of church teaches kids this violence? Even our demon kingdom has principles. Li Bin thinks, that's my king's concern. Meanwhile, in the human kingdom, Sylvia sneezes. Her friend says, no way, you've never been sick. Sylvia says, maybe it's stress. You have no idea how hard it was covering for his stupid actions. She got scolded for the MC's destruction of a hill in her body. People said, how could the Holy Church's precious asset do this? Sylvia apologized, I lost control of my power. Another says, be careful next time. Sylvia thanks her friend for keeping it secret. Her friend says, it's nothing compared to what you've done for the kingdom. But how will you hide those demons in the academy? I trust you're too pure to do anything bad with demons. You've probably never even held a boy's hand. Sylvia panics, recalling holding the MC's hand. She says, hand-holding? I did it recently, but it wasn't me. It was him in my body, technically. Her friend stares, saying, you're lucky you understand context, or you wouldn't stay a saint long. Sylvia, shocked, says, what are you talking about? In class, Edward teaches, demons are evil, cunning, and aggressive. Their race exists to create chaos. What makes them horrible is they eat their own to extend their lives. Their behavior makes them fear sunlight, forcing them into dark territories. Lee Bean, listening, says, "Where do they get these ideas? Humans are ridiculous." Sylvia overhears but stays silent, unsure what to say in class. Meanwhile, Livin starts opening his book and says he's absolutely sure they must have written a lot about his king and his region. He thinks they wrote a lot about him too, since he's the Demon King's most trusted right-hand man. Then he frantically flips through every page, searching for something about himself, but finds nothing. He gets furious and says, "They wrote so much about Gale, but why didn't they write anything about me?" Hearing this, Sylvia responds, "That's because the rising tempest Gale is always seen destroying something, but you're always just sticking to your king, so no one really notices you." Hearing such a harsh truth from Sylvia, Livin is completely shocked. He says, "Hearing this makes me really angry, but at the same time, I feel so happy and proud." Hearing Livin's strange, contradictory words, Sylvia tells him to pick one emotion. Then we see Livin looking at the MC, who is writing something epic, controlling 3 pens at once. Seeing this, Livin thinks his king is genuinely paying careful attention to human lessons, as he expected from his king, to know his enemies better than his friends. He decides he should focus on these useless lessons too. Meanwhile, we see the MC writing about some spell and thinking it might actually work. Then we see Edward, who says, "So you've fully understood the demon binding skill? Demons are extremely powerful, but once you master this skill, you'll have a chance to defeat them." Edward touches the huge scar on his face and says, These scars always haunt me whenever I remember using this skill against the Demon King. Sometimes the skill breaks if your opponent is too strong. But of course, I was fast enough to see it coming, and I survived with the scar. Even the Demon King was shocked by my endurance and let me go." He starts laughing. Seeing Edward ramble on, the MC, Livin, and Sylvia make weird faces, probably thinking, "When did this even happen? We had no idea." Then we see Ronald, who says, "You asked why girls love me? What a silly question. A noble, handsome, skilled, and outstanding academy student. My charisma." We learn the MC is recalling this. In the previous episode, the MC went to him to ask about love, and it seems Ronald gave this self-praising response instead of a proper answer. The MC, recalling this, thinks, "Yeah, he's right. If I want to win love, I need to learn to bind human emotions. Maybe a modified version of the holy binding spell could help." Now we realize that while Edward was teaching the MC holy binding, the MC wasn't just learning it, he was modifying it to bind human emotions. Then Edward says, "All right, I'll choose someone to demonstrate this skill with a partner." As soon as he says this, the MC stands up and says, "I'll do it." Sylvia overhears this. Edward, seeing the MC, laughs and says, "Now that's the spirit. Who wants to be Daz's partner?" Livin, hearing this, laughs confidently and says, "Of course, I'm the perfect partner for him." But just as he says this, Sylvia stands up and says, "I'll do it." Hearing this, Livin is completely devastated, as his dreams of partnering with the MC are shattered. Sylvia, looking serious, thinks, who knows what he might do? I need to protect the other students. Later, we see Sylvia shouting, "Holy bind," and golden chains emerge from her side. Seeing this, Edward says, "All right, Lady Saint, you did great as always." Hearing this, Sylvia stops mid-attack, and her attack doesn't even reach the MC. Edward then says, "Look, Lady Saint, we know you're amazing, but you need to give your classmates a chance to attack you too." Hearing this, Sylvia is shocked and thinks, "Is this guy trying to get me killed? Obviously, even the king would lose his head to one of my attacks." As she's thinking this, the MC says, "Fine, I'll do it." Sylvia, panicking, says, "Wait." But the MC starts casting a spell, saying, "Holy Binding version 2. His chains directly affect Sylvia's heart, causing something strange to happen. Sylvia starts walking toward the MC, and seeing this, the MC says, "Yeah, this didn't work. What is this?" Then we see Sylvia running straight to the MC, grabbing him, and saying lovingly, "Why did you suddenly attack me? I was so scared, you know." The MC, seeing Sylvia cling to him like this, is completely confused and says, Sylvia then says, "Hey, darling." Hearing this, the MC panics completely, and Livin is in total shock. The other students in the class are also shocked and blushing, wondering what Sylvia is doing. Sylvia then says, "Darling," and goes to kiss the MC. Seeing this, the MC recalls how Sylvia used to be, how she got angry, cried, or blushed. He quietly thinks for a moment, then pushes Sylvia away and says, "This binding just made her act weird. Did I fail?" "Yeah, as I thought, holy binding is really difficult." While the MC is talking, Sylvia keeps trying to cling to him. Seeing this, Livin gets furious and says, "How dare you touch my king with your filthy, holy hands? What do you think you're doing, trying to stab him in the back? Let me tell you, if you get that close to my king, you'll burn yourself." But Sylvia isn't listening to Livin and keeps clinging to the MC, who is panicking. Suddenly, the spell's effect on Sylvia wears off. Seeing this, the MC says, "Yeah, it's already over. I think it only lasted 10 seconds. Seeing the MC's antics, Sylvia gets extremely angry and says, "Forgive me, Goddess Tila, because today I'm going to kill this guy." We see her radiating intense aura, full of rage. The MC, seeing this, says, "Oh, shit." Sylvia jumps from her spot, drawing her sword to attack the MC, but he grabs her shoulder and teleports away. They end up at the MC's castle, crashing through the wall and fighting in the sky. Later, we see the MC has fallen to the ground, while Sylvia is rising in the sky. This is the same scene from the first chapter, but with a twist. Back then, the MC was flying and Sylvia was on the ground. Now it's reversed. The MC, looking at her, thinks, "Why is she so angry? She wasn't this mad when I destroyed the entire city. This is the first time I've seen her like this. Maybe my skill made her feel inferior." Creating manipulation magic is on a whole different level of difficulty. Those 10 seconds were probably too short for her to understand the skill. Honestly, I feel like the person who needed polio the most in this world was me. I turned Sylvia into a 15-year-old fangirl, and I still don't get why she's mad at me. Panicking, he tells Sylvia, "Look, I could have used this skill on you multiple times, no problem." Sylvia, hearing the MC's bizarre words, starts blushing and yells in anger, "Stupid demon king." The scene shifts to that night, where Sylvia is casting a demon dispel barrier on herself. Her friend, seeing this, asks, "What are you doing?" But Sylvia ignores her, saying, No, I need it even stronger. Ultimate Demon King dispel it." Poor Sylvia feels her honor is at risk for the first time. If the MC can make her fall in love, he might take her dignity next time. So, she's taking no chances, spending the whole night casting the strongest barriers to protect herself from the MC's magic. The next day, in the cafeteria, Livin says, "It feels like the human kingdom is primitive in almost everything, but I can't deny their culture is very advanced, and their food flavors are out of this world." The MC agrees, "Yeah, human food is good, but I still prefer my own hunt or Luna's cooking." As they're talking, someone says, "Excuse me." The MC looks and sees two guys who say hello. The taller one says, "You won't mind if we sit with you, right?" The MC, looking at them, thinks, "Are these guys from our class?" Livin, hearing this, says, "What? You want to sit here? How weird to think you're worthy enough to sit with my king." But the MC cuts him off, saying, "Sure, why not? You can sit." Livin is shocked and says, "What did he just say?" The guy sitting next to the MC says, "You guys seem scary, but now it feels like you're pretty nice." The other guy sitting next to Livin says, "Yeah, but sometimes you get a bit weird, don't you?" They're laughing and joking when Sylvia notices the MC sitting with these two guys, chatting away. She gets a bit nervous, slams her plate down and sits between them, saying, "Excuse me, I hope you don't mind if I sit here." The guy says, "Lady Saint." Sylvia thinks, if these guys get too close to demons, it could be dangerous for them. The atmosphere becomes super awkward, with everyone in shock, wondering what Sylvia is doing here. One of the guys says, "Are you jealous, Lady Saint?" Sylvia, blushing, says, "What? No, after some time they adjust and the guy next to the MC says, "Actually, we came because ever since you defeated the Templar class, we wanted to personally thank you." The other guy says, "Yeah, you're amazing. How did you defeat so many Templar class guys alone?" The MC says, "What do you mean by that?" Sylvia, hearing this, is shocked and says, What do you mean, who taught you? Oh, yeah, we spent a lot of time fighting and arguing together. The first guy says, what? You were fighting with Lady Saint? No wonder you're so strong. Livin, hearing this, says, how silly. My king is strong because he's a genius. He worked hard and put in a lot of effort to become this strong. Sylvia, hearing this, panics and says, hey, stop it. They won't understand your role-playing game. The second guy laughs and says, you guys are so funny. I always wondered why you called as my king. Livin says, whatever. The MC and Sylvia sit quietly with awkward faces. Sylvia thinks, this group's conversation is so exhausting. As they're talking, Sylvia's friend comes, puts her hand on Sylvia's shoulder, and says, isn't this table a bit too weird? I've been looking for you, Sylvia. Livin, seeing her, is shocked and yells, what are you doing here, woman? Your sneak attack won't work on me again. Sylvia's friend says, it was you who attacked me first in the health room. You have no manners. Their fight starts again. Livin says, your position looks like it's begging me to attack you since you're opposition, so I have to make the first move. The two guys, high as kites, don't even notice the fight. One says, look, she's got a white uniform. The other says, that means she's a noble, right? I thought nobles didn't hang out with commoners. The first guy says, it seems Livin and Daz are special. Honestly, it feels like everyone in this world needs a polio shot, not just the MC, but every single character. They're fighting right in front of them, and these guys think they're just hanging out. Sylvia's friend says, nice timing. You guys are from the Exorcist class, right? You must have learned a lot about demons. Can you help me with my Demon King assignment? The first guy, putting his hand in his item box, says, you came at the perfect time. I was just about to read a manuscript I got from my grandpa. He said it has every little detail about demons, plus a portrait of the Demon King drawn by his own hand. Hearing this, both the MC and Sylvia's eyes turn to him. Sylvia's friend says, no way. I thought all Demon King portraits not from the Holy Church were destroyed. The guy says, no, this is real. Wait, I'll pull it out from my magic bag. But he looks and realizes it's not there. Tears well up in his eyes, and he says, it's not here. I'm sure I put it in here. This can't be happening. It was my family's heirloom. Livin, seeing this, says, how unfortunately fortunate. That night, we see Sylvia reading the same manuscript that guy lost. She says, yeah, it really looks like him. Good thing I quickly used my dimension-breaking skill to snatch it from there. Did I accidentally use a holy skill to steal? How do I safely dispose of this? After thinking for a bit, she says, I guess I'll keep it for now. It's a historical piece, after all. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing manhwa stories. See you in the next one.